Hey, gorgeous soul. Welcome back to my channel. Randina Marie here, Queen of Rapid Transformation, taking you from where you are to where you want to be at quantum speeds. So today we are going to be talking about healing your relationships. And when I say healing your relationships, I mean miraculously and magically healing your relationships. So the process that I am going to be sharing with you today is going to magically heal all of your relationships. And if your relationships are already good, it's going to take them to the next level. So stay tuned and let's dive into it. So I started using this process several years ago, and since then my relationships have become so magical. Even the most tumultuous relationship has become such a beautiful blessing because I can see it from the higher perspective. Now, knowing how to do this is going to change your life, because the truth is the people in your life, the relationships that you have, they are not doing anything to you. They're actually just a mirror. The truth is nobody can make you feel any way. You're feeling the way that you feel because you have triggers within you that are going off, which we'll call them alarm bells, which are going off that are showing you that you're in a state of fight or flight, or there's something wrong, or you're going to be in danger, or something is being taken away from you. So when you have disgruntled relationships, when you have experiences with other people that are tumultuous or aren't feeling good, or you're just not getting along or cooperating, and that's causing you inner tension, it doesn't have anything to do with that other person. In fact, that other person is your divine appointment. They are showing up because of the matching vibration that you have going on underneath the surface, and they are there to teach you something. And a lot of times, almost all the time, they are your biggest teacher. So the more difficult the relationship is, the more you know that that may be a soul contract, that you may be in a contract with that person to have the experience that you're having, so that you can become aware of what's going on under the surface, so that you can transmute it and transcend it. Because when you are playing with this manifested reality, when you are manifesting or creating your life, you have to be shown what's under the surface. You have to be shown what's blocking you so that you can transcend it and move through it. And what better way to have that happen than in relationships themselves? Most of us want to have a significant partner, which is why we call into being these people in our lives. And a lot of times, when you get past the honeymoon phase, you get into this space of your emotions just being raw and you being vulnerable, and the fighting begins to happen, right? And when that starts to happen, that means that you're going on a journey into the underworld. Now, when you know how to understand what your triggers are, when you become emotionally intelligent, and you can understand, wow, I'm being triggered here. What does this mean? What part of me is unhealed? Where is this inner child within me? What happened? When you can source it like that very quickly, you can move through it very quickly. But that is mastery, and that is the journey that we are all on, becoming self-masters of our own inner world. So when you learn that, you start to understand, whoa, this doesn't have anything to do with this other person. It has everything to do with me. So I'm going to share with you a tip to help you, because when you're in that state of fighting and you're in that state of wounding, you're not thinking from your right brain intuitive mind, the mind that's connected to your soul, that's like, oh, I understand what this is. Let's tap into spiritual truth. You're connected to that primitive part of you that is fight or flight. You either want to fight, to destroy, or you want to run away and hide. And as you could hear, my dog was in a state of fight or flight at the moment. Anyways, so when you're in that state of fight or flight, you're not connected to your intuitive mind. Now, what you have to do is detach yourself from that situation and go into another space, go into another room, take a deep breath, and call forth Archangel Raguel. Now, Archangel Raguel is the archangel for relationships. Now, whether you believe in angels or not, it does not matter, because your subconscious mind knows that there is a higher power, a higher intelligence than your human self that will answer and respond to you. So all you have to do, like I said, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not, is say, Archangel Raguel, I ask for divine intervention. Please come in and heal this relationship. Please show this person the error of their ways, and please show me the error of my ways. things, right? At first, you're just going to want to call him in to heal the relationship itself, because when you do that, you will start to see a different dynamic coming from that person. You will start to emit a different frequency, and that other person will start to emit a different frequency. And then what will happen is you will have a beautiful, harmonious reconciliation. Now, the reason why we actually have this experience is to go into a state of contrast. So if you have a relationship with someone, and let's say it's not that great and you want it to be better, and so you ask, please, I would like this relationship to be better. Sometimes there has to be a major fight or a major breakthrough that occurs. Now, you're either going to have a breakdown or you're going to have a breakthrough. So when you have that contrasting experience, it is so important for you to understand, oh, this is what it is. This is a culmination of everything that I've been thinking and emitting, and now it's manifested into form. Where is the beauty in this? Where is the healing in this? Where is the grace in this? Because when you start to understand, oh, this had to happen, then a healing can occur. Now, I noticed the biggest difference in my children. Now, you can even call this benevolent energy to assist other people in their relationships. If you're a relationship coach, this is one of the best tools that you can have, because you're giving it to God, you're letting it go. You are not trying to wrestle the situation. You are saying, please take care of this for me, and then it gets taken care of for you. I have had miraculous results with this, especially with the women that I work with and their husbands. I've had women on the verge of 30-year marriage, ready to leave that marriage, using this technique, calling in that archangel, feeling in that energy, and the relationship is healed. There's also something else that you could do, which is higher self writing. So I'll explain what that is in just a moment. Now, going back to my children, calling Archangel Raguel, please help my children to have a harmonious relationship. They had a tumultuous relationship when they were growing up. Siblings usually do. And every time that they would fight, it would be almost unbearable for me. And so it was like I would jump in and I'd have to defend one and then defend the other. And then they would think that this one thought I was favoring this one and this one thought I was favoring this one. I'm like, I can't be favoring both, right? I can't be favoring you. I can't be favoring you. Like, who is it? Who am I favoring, right? What's the real story? The truth is I was trying to manhandle the situation and stop it because it was making me uncomfortable, rather than going to the etheric realm and asking for divine assistance. So when I began asking for divine assistance, what do you know? My children are harmonious. If there's even a fight in the house, I even will call immediately. This is a tool that I use all the time because it works so powerfully. Just the other day, I was having an experience where my son and I were having a conversation and we weren't hearing each other. So it was Archangel Raguel, please intervene. Please bring your divine grace and allow us to hear each other and let me understand what he's saying and let him understand what I'm saying. Within seconds, it transforms, right? And so then you can hear each other, then you can understand. You're staying connected to that right brain, that intuitive connected to your higher self. It makes everything better. Everything flows more graceful. So just play with it, practice it, try it. I promise you, you will have miraculous results with it. Let me know in the comments below what your results are. If you have any kind of inclination that maybe someone in your life needs this, share this video with them, like, subscribe to keep updated. Now let's go into higher self writing. This is a tool that I have used for a very long time because when I couldn't get through to the person, let's say the person is, on drugs or prescription pharmaceuticals, whatever it is, or even just someone that isn't hearing you. They're just so angry and they're just in their wounding and they don't want to hear you. When you write a letter to their higher self, asking their higher self, explaining your position, dear higher self of whoever it is, explaining your position, please help them to understand and see the highest and best in this, and just allowing yourself to write, allowing it to flow, and then signing the letter. You do not give the letter to the person, although at some point you can when there's been a reconciliation, if you feel called to do that. You just put it away. And then what happens within days is that person will reach out to you. They will tell you that they're sorry, or that they've had a change of heart, or their experience will change with you, like their dynamic will change with you. It really is amazing. It has worked every single time I have shared this with someone else to do with their husbands, with people couldn't hear them, estranged lovers, children, all of these things. It does help with that. So try writing a letter to their higher self if you can't get through to them, and they will respond to you. Also, writing a letter to your higher self. Now, one thing I want to tell you, if you notice what I said in the beginning of this video, please help them to understand the error of their ways. Please help them to understand their part. Please help me to understand the error of my ways, and please help me to understand my part. Because When there is a disagreement, it's both of you. It's never one person. It is both of you. You're both magnets of attraction for that exact dynamic of what is going on underneath the surface. So when you are spiritually inept enough to know that you are also playing a part in that and you'd like to understand your part, you're going to spiritually advance and spiritually evolve a lot quicker. And then you won't have repeating patterns of where you're creating the same arguments. Different faces, different places, same situation will start to subside because this universe is cyclical. Remember, things happen in cycles and rhythms. So when you start to ask, what is my part in this? You will see, you will then know, you'll understand, okay, I see. How could I have handled that a little bit differently? How could I have been more open-hearted so that I hear that person? How could I have put my need to be right to the side, allowing that other person to also be right sometimes too? Now, this is going to save a marriage if you really use this and really utilize this and do this, because for those women who don't feel heard in relationships, whenever we don't feel heard in relationships, it's also because we're not hearing. We're not hearing ourselves and we're not hearing other people. So be mindful of that. When you ask, what is the error of my ways, or how can I understand this from a higher perspective, a higher level, you will then receive the guidance and the insight to be able to understand it so that that relationship can heal. So I hope that you use this and that it does catapult your life in miraculous ways, because it will. And when you have something that's recurring in the relationship over and over and over again, if it's a deep enough wound and you can't source it, then you have to seek external help, someone that knows this, someone that knows the inner world and can help you go into that wounding and transform it, because sometimes it is very deep that you're not going to be able to get to the root of it. And sometimes you've been living with it your entire life that it's just so stacked. You have stacked emotion, and your neuronal wiring is wired for that. So if you get triggered easy, or if somebody says something a certain way, you definitely need to do the inner world healing. And if you want more information on that, you can go to www.randina.co and fill out an application to work with me. I can help you if you feel called to do that. It is also very important for you to be expressing gratitude every single day for the relationships that you have in your life. So the people who are in your life should be on your gratitude list every single day. And the reason why is because if you think of it, when you are constantly taking from your bank account, what ends up happening? It ends up depleting, right? When you are depositing, when you're appreciating, your money appreciates. It's the same thing with relationships. Also, if you have one negative complaint or one negative thought about that person, it takes 5 to 10 scientifically to counter that, to put you in a new direction so that your relationship can be saved, can be harnessed, can be, filled with love and appreciation. So make sure that you are including your loved ones in your gratitude, your daily gratitude, every single day. I love you so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful experience with this. Remember to comment below and let me know, like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.